And we're live. Hey, welcome to another Friday night safety brief. It's been quite a few months, almost maybe a year or two since I've had a last safety brief. But so welcome if you've come to my channel. My name is Zagon or Justin. I was formerly in the military. I was an Army cook who jumped out of airplanes, and so we can hear about more about that later. But that's fine. Just kind of know who I am. I like to collect GI Joe stuff. I like to collect. Star Wars stuff and all the kind of just kind of whatever kind of catches my eye. So that's kind of about who I am and what my channel is about. So every Friday in the military, you would get what they call a safety brief, and so some kind of reminders and some rules, how to act and do things on the weekend. So the first thing is if you're going to swim alone, if you're going to go out swimming, make sure you always swim with a buddy so you don't get lost. If it's raining, make sure you're not standing under a tree so you don't get hit by lightning. If you go out drinking, I make sure you don't go out drinking alone. If you go out drinking, don't drive, and you drive, don't drink. If you go out to a place and you need some help, make sure you're calling out and getting that help you need. It's always best to call CQ and get a ride back and get in trouble that way than get in trouble other ways. So that's kind of the safety brief, to kind of real brief, open, kind of remind people to do good things and be good people out there. So kind of the topic of tonight's safety brief or just kind of decompression of the week is going to be loss. So we all go through our lives and we all experience different sorts of loss. You know, either loss of things, loss of opportunity, loss of people, loss of lots of things. So as we go through life, we got to remember with loss, there's always a gain too. So when you lose something, sure you might not have that particular object or thing or person or thing anymore, but you also have an opportunity to grow from it, and those things are always going to kind of be with you. So just kind of that's kind of like the kind of been the theme this week for me is kind of lost, going through a lot of things in my own kind of personal life. So I see there we're only a couple minutes into it, so it's kind of I usually do kind of a little bit of shorter streams. So if you, as always, once again, my name is Dagon or Justin. You can see him on Twitter, just Dagon at 238. I like to always do a lot of Star Wars stuff, a lot of GI Joe stuff. I write a lot of poems and stuff. Once again, if you ever hang out with me or ever talk to me, I never ask you for anything. Don't ever send me anything like that. I'm just kind of here, just having a good time on social medias and kind of trying it out. So we'll kind of get to some box opening. So let's kind of start. I just kind of once again, this is kind of a surprise stream. I really didn't have a great idea what was I was going to do with this one. Once again, it's kind of the idea is a theme of loss. So each kind of item I'm going to do today is going to be about loss, and we can kind of talk about it that way as we're unpackaging it, because it'd be kind of fun that way too. So all right, so the first item I got, I don't know if a lot of folks collect these items. They are the Star Wars micro galaxy squadrons. See, I think you can see pretty good in the camera there. They're the micro galaxy squadrons. They're kind of like the old micro machines kind of line, but they're not obviously not made by micro machines. This was the Naboo fighter that was only at Target apparently, but at Target they had a whole bunch of on clearance for $5. So I figured for $5 I'd pick one up. My family actually got me one for Christmas, kind of as a last minute gift. So I won't be opening up this one, but I figure I can open up on clearance one. You know, as with anything, like I don't think there's anything wrong with buying duplicates of something, especially if you're getting on clearance. You're not just kind of selling out the whole store, because you don't want, you know, if someone was going to get this, oh man, that was my last chance to get, you know, they really wanted the new Blue Fighter for exclusive at Target, they could get it for $5. So anyway, that's kind of lost, and because also you kind of think of lost too, because little Anakin Skywalker in Episode 1 does lose his mother, so he has to deal with the loss of his mother, and then his quasi father in Qui-Gon Jinn, he also dies too. So all he pretty much has is a older love interest and a brother, I suppose. So. And then he's denied going through being a Padawan, and then I guess because Qui-Gon passes away, and then Obi-Wan can be a Jedi Master at that point, and he can have a Padawan or something. I don't know. And I guess Jedi Masters get to choose their Padawans. If you guys know more about the lore, go ahead and kind of mention in the comments below if you're watching on the replay. As always, once again, it's just kind of about talking with people. I always enjoy talking with folks. So, all right, finally, I got it out of the little box here. That took me a little bit forever. Oh, no, I have to get it out of the box even further. Taped in? I think it's taped in. I was thinking it was taped in, but I don't think it is. So as I'm fumbling around with this, if you guys have a channel, or if you guys are doing anything exciting on Twitter or Facebook or even YouTube yourself, always link me into it. If it's something interesting that you like or you're into, go ahead and always link into stuff and tell me what you guys are into. I always enjoy, watching other people and new people's stuff. It's enjoyable. Obviously, I can't always watch everybody's stuff, but that's kind of how it goes. All right, so we got the Naboo fighter out of its box, and so there it is, and then it comes with this extra part here that you kind of put in here. So put this part in. And that completes it. That's the Naboo fighter. So if you had little and then it also comes with little Anakin and R2-D2 as well. So I haven't taken them out of the package yet, but here they are. And they have a little kind of little on the back, kind of tells you who they are. There you go. I think I see that pretty clearly. And so, all right. And so here's the Naboo ship. I'll take these guys out of the package. Like I said, once again, Anakin, once again, the theme of this week is loss. Anakin did go through a lot of loss with his mother, losing his mother and losing Qui-Gon Jinn, and kind of his innocence and losing his planet, and and how space is so cold, but of course he doesn't like sand either. So all right. I know it's not not a put together kind of review video like a lot of guys do with all the nice cuts and stuff. Obviously that takes a lot of work and a lot of skill, and I applaud those folks that kind of do that. Hey Vern does it on his channel, so you can always check out Hey Vern's channel and his rants channel. Oh, I put Anakin in the wrong spot. I put Anakin where R2-D2 goes. So Anakin can sit in the pilot's his seats, and I think it said on the box. Let's see if I'm wrong, but I think on the box you're supposed to be able to put R2-D2 in the other way, where you put him head first upwards and rather than downwards. Let's see if I can get this out. Yep, you can. So this little thing, little foot landing part comes out like that. And then you can put R2-D2 in his little slot. Look, I'm R2-D2. So, yep, there he goes. All right, see? Hold on, R2. Now we're really pod racing. Yay! So one of you guys are going to clip that, and that's okay if you do. That's fine. So there's, like I said, this is the Naboo starship with Anakin and R2-D2 in their whole form. I do believe it does have landing gear. Maybe. Let's see if it does. There's that. That lands. I don't see anything in the front that moves. So maybe not. Let's see how it lands. It just kind of sits there. But it's pretty cool, though. Once again, it has little marks on it where you'll see right here, the little blast marks where it's black and kind of grayish. You see that there's little blast marks there. You can tell it was shooting stuff. So I always kind of liked this design from the Star Wars, the first one, Episode 1. I always enjoyed the vehicles and stuff. They did have a different style than the original Star Wars did. So. All right, so we're about 9 minutes into it. The next item I am going to open up. This is what I just recently acquired. I have a game. My son buys PlayStation games, PlayStation 5 games, and whatnot. So we buy the where you get $5 a month for having a subscription for whatever. So they give you $5 a month to spend in the store to take off something. So I got the G.I. Joe Classified Storm Shadow. That's what I ended up getting at GameStop for $5 off. So I ended up getting it for about $18, still under 20. I usually try to make most of my purchases and most of the things I buy, try to buy under 20 unless I'm really wanting something important like a arrow, like a paratrooper or something like that. That's my main thing I like to collect is paratroopers and things of that nature. So, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and open up Storm Shadows here. Once again, he also experienced loss because he lost his master too, and he always thought that Snake Eyes did it, but it ended up being Zartan who killed the hard master, I believe. I can't remember if it's the hard master or the soft master. I am to promise you, I am not an expert in the G.I. Joe comics whatsoever. If you do want an expert, you can go to places like Chaplin's assistant Mortarpool, Gary, G.I. Joe Gary on Twitter, and Chaplin's assistant Mortarpool here on YouTube's. He just dropped one of his latest kind of podcast videos. He knows a lot about the comics. He's been a really nice guy. He actually sent me a whole bunch of them. I didn't ask for them. He didn't have to send them to me, and I thanked him for sending them to me. But he sent me a whole bunch of comics. I need to read them, but I haven't had a chance. So I'm not much of a reader. So I guess that kind of answers that. But G.I. Joe Gary's a great guy, and then Chapson's Assistance Mortarpool is his channel. He does have a co-host, and he does have a special host as well. So there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot that comes with Storm Shadow. Obviously, I think this is. I don't know if you can say this is a premium figure, but I think it is. But it probably isn't because I was able to get it for such an inexpensive cost. So maybe I'm wrong. So we'll take some of his equipment out, and then we'll take him out, and then we'll kind of go from there. Once again, if any of you guys have questions about anything related to G.I. Joe or life or anything like that, just kind of stick them down below. How have you guys experienced loss in your last couple of years, especially with COVID and things changing? With loss, things you have to understand. Things are going to change. Things are going to be different from on here on out, and you're not always going to be able to do the things you wanted to do, see the people you wanted to see, have the things you wanted to have because of loss. Either be a job, like I said, or a family member, or responsibility, or anything like that. Loss is a hard emotion to kind of deal with. So, getting them out of here. Sorry, all the crinkling. If you are wearing headphones at this point of the replay, go ahead and turn those down, and then I'll go, and then I'll read. You can do your own commentary toward it. So. Get him out. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm not going to take out his various hands. As you can see, because the hands, I'll lose them, and I don't like to lose things. So his hands has various different hand poses. Fingers probably holding different things that probably some of his bows that he has to hold, and some of his swords and things of that nature. So, but we'll take the figure out. I think the figure is going to have a hard time bending in the middle because of all the huge belt he has for his outfits. So once again, this mirrors the original G.I. Joe line. This version of Snake Eyes would be my version. I would have been too young to be able to get the original white Snake Eyes, which I always say it's just a ninja in white. But this Snake Eyes is the 80s, the later version of Snake Eyes, and you can see that it has the tattoo for him on there as well. It's pretty cool. So, like I said, it's a really good figure. You're gonna have to loosen him up a little bit. Like I said, he's brand new out of the packaging, so I'm gonna have to deal with that a little bit. I don't want to bend him too much before I kind of play with him and stuff and fiddle around with him. So I fiddle around with him a little bit. Don't bend him too much. A lot of people do warm water, but me, I just kind of bend them, just kind of let them breathe out of the box a little bit before I get to doing too much craziness with them. He does come with a belt. I don't see that the belt is removable. If the belt is removable, let me know in the chat, or let me know down below if you're watching the replay. But I don't think the belt were removable, and at this point, I wouldn't want to remove it anyway because you don't want to break your things right after you get them. So once again, I should have brought out the original version. I do have it on my shelf somewhere. There he is. That him, yes. As you can see, I do have a GI Joe shelves in the back in my room that I share with my wife. My wife is lovely enough to let me have these things. So once again, here's the original figure, the original GI Joe figure that this is modeled after. Once again, obviously, if you tuned into my channel, you already know the year and all that kind of good stuff. So here's the original, and then here's the GI Joe classified version. It's pretty nice. Oh, that's too bad. I thought he would come with an extra head, but he does not. Maybe not having the extra head is how he's not a deluxe version. I don't see. Does the hood come off? No, the hood does not come off on its own. You could probably swap heads if you wanted to. You could put the actor's head on, or the head for the G.I. Joe movie that no one watched. It was funny. Everybody ranted and raved about either it was going to be good or not good, or who was in it and all that kind of stuff. But then it ended up nobody watched it, and so when no one watches something, it doesn't matter. So it's like I'd rather be hated by people than just forgotten. I suppose is kind of the easy way that goes. But I don't know. I don't think I ever do anything for people to hate me. So I guess anyhow. I'm trying to see how his backpack hooks up. I don't. Oh, there it is. So the rope tie. Oops. Oh, there you go. Sorry. The rope tying around it. It kind of blocks where the backpack hole is, which is down here. You see the backpack hole? There it is. So you're gonna have to scooch that down to get the backpack on. All right. And then obviously he's got his claws. And these always remind me of Vega's claws and Street Fighter. I wonder if I don't know if they use the same mold in the Street Fighter, the series ones for the originals or not. But Vega was always my favorite Street Fighter, even though I lost Street Fighter all the time. Talk about once again, lost again is another theme of this week once again. So if you're losing a video game, it's okay. It's only a quarter or ever how much you invested in the game. It's going to be okay. So once again, there it is. He does come with 2 swords and a bow. The bow. Remember, in the original set, the backpack was red, the bow is black, and the sword is red as well. I think they made up for the sword being red by using red handles on the 2 swords that they provide us. That will be shown next. And then here pretty soon I gotta wrap it up, and then we'll say our goodbyes. All right. So once again, here's the bow. And the bow can easily be put into the guy himself. Yeah, so the bow fits in the back. All right. Also, if you're trying to watch this live, I just realized that I said that I'm doing this at the wrong time, and it is only 5:30, and it was only 5:30 when I got started. It was not 6:30, but that's okay. I have to. Oh, the bow does fall off quite a bit. So hopefully, anybody who was going to catch it live, they're not too disappointed. Maybe I'll do a share signal now, so maybe some people will join. There we go. As I said, some folks, they do long shows and stuff. Um, one of my friends on YouTube and Twitter and stuff is Cujo from G.I. Joe Berg fame. I think his mantra of sticking to about a half an hour programming is pretty smart because most people, anything over an hour, I don't think most people are going to entertain to watch or to do or anything like that. Once again, next time I do this live, I will make sure I put out the right time. I am an hour ahead of time. Even if you're following the 6 o'clock time, I will be all be too early and too late for the show. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just do the show again, and it'll just be take two of the show. So if you're late to the safety briefing, you'll just hear it again, and if you're early to the safety briefing, you just get to hear it twice. Twice is even more fun, isn't it? Maybe, or I'll take a break before I get started again, which is kind of funny. So, okay. Let's see. Anything? I know. Does it stick here? As I'm fiddling around with this, you know. Once again, if you guys have any questions, always put it in the chat below. Always check out the replay, and I'll give some shout outs to some channels I enjoy. So, some channels I enjoy. I always enjoy. What's on Joe Mind's always fun. I enjoy all Cujo's work. I enjoy J.J. Gary stuff. If I'm forgetting somebody, always let me know. I enjoy Cobra Lang's channel. He's trying to bring back his channel, which is nice. Dustin's channel is fun. Barking Fridge, I think it's called. I think it's the name of the channel. Is it supposed to go this way? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm having a hard time. Maybe I'm just a silly butt, but I'm having a hard time making sure the bow sticks on there. So in the picture, it's the bow is pointed this way. So put him down real quick. Maybe I can put the bow on first and then put him on. Or what I could do is, because I have actually done this, I'll put up 3 different times for my show. I've done it at 5:30, and I can just do it again at 6, and then the last time I put out for a show, I can just do it again at 6:30. So it's the same half hour show for an hour and a half 3 times in a row. I just get better as I'm doing it. Hey, if you're live in the chat, give me just let me know how you're doing. Just saying hi to you. Like I said, we'll get started again in about 8 minutes. If you guys have any topics you guys want to talk about in the future or even tonight, let me know. It's just kind of open thing. This is a last minute thing I'm doing because I'm just having fun. Which I think at the end of the day, I think that's what all this is about. With the social media, is having fun, having a good time. Just kind of messing with stuff. That's funny. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take a break. I'll do a 20-minute show and take a break between the 2 shows. Or if anybody shows up and says hi, we'll do that with that way. But we still have about 8 minutes. I think I got this though. It's kind of something. Yeah, it just kind of sits there. There's no real hook for it anywhere. I'm kind of investigating how to put the bow on the backpack. I'm just kind of not tweeting out about it, but kind of fixated on it. So, so it falls off. I've lost it. All right. So I hope everybody had a great week. Everybody who's in the chat, like I said, we'll start the show over here in about 4 minutes. or maybe we'll get started for you early people. So. Right there. That's so weird. Is that... I mean, you know what I should have done if I was smart, which I'm not smart. I should have watched someone else's and see how they put the bow on the backpack. That has a lot of great detail, so I'm glad I'm looking at it now. There's some extra the first half an hour of the show, which can be the hey, this is the safety brief extra show. I They'll all have more information for it. So yeah, about 5 minutes. If no one looked at my channel quite yet, maybe I can get rid of it. So I can only I'm trying to see if I can just delete my tweet and see if no one's looked at it yet. And so if they haven't seen it, I can just do the 6 o'clock show. That's funny. There's only 9 people read that, so I can delete that. And those people are going to show up. 9 people. Yeah, 6. I said 6:30, but no one liked it, so we'll go with the 6:10. Yes, folks, you came to my channel to listen to an old man ramble because he got the time wrong. Because I can't read time. I think what the idea was I was going to give myself more time, but then I didn't really need it. So. I said, but we're about 4 more minutes, and we'll get officially started again. Like I said, that can be like I said, you guys can see all the different takes of it. All right. So once again, if you're watching the replay, you can always skip through parts of the replay. That's what the replay is for. Once again, I started this a little early, but